Good evening, everyone. Could you please stand for the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's town board meeting. It's August 13th, 2024. First thing on our agenda is public hearings. I'll ask Emily to read the first one regarding Chapter 104, explosives and ammunition, blasting, whatever.
So this was a continued public hearing. So this notice went out in June for the July meeting. But it's notice of public hearing by the town board of the town of Mount Pleasant to consider a proposed local law amending Chapter 104, Article 4, explosives, ammunition, and blasting agents. Please take notice that the town board of the town of Mount Pleasant, New York, shall conduct a public hearing at the town hall on the 9th day of July 2024 at 7 p.m. to consider a proposed local law which will amend Town Code Chapter 104. Please take further notice that the proposed local law is available for review in the town clerk's office. Please take further notice that at the public hearing upon said proposed local law, an opportunity to be heard in regards thereto will then and there be given to those favoring passage of such proposed local law and also those opposed thereto.
Thank you. Basically, we wanted to get some more information. There were some details in this that the town board wanted to get satisfied on. Mostly had to do with ammunition. We clarified that. The town board is comfortable with the code now. We want to make sure that the safety measures in the code were detailed. So at this time, anybody who wishes to speak on this code is welcome to do so. Being there no speakers, I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Lori and Mark,
Second.
Okay.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is a public hearing to amend Chapter 60 filming.
Notice of public hearing by the town board of the town of Mount Pleasant to consider a proposed local law amending Town Code Chapter 60 filming. Please take notice that a public hearing will be held before the town board of the town of Mount Pleasant, Town Hall 1 Town Hall Plaza, Valhalla, New York, on the 13th day of August 2024 at 7 p.m. for the purpose of considering a local law adopting an amendment to Town Code Chapter 60 filming. Please take further notice. A copy of the proposed local law is available for review in the town clerk's office. Please take further notice that at the public hearing upon said proposed local law, an opportunity to be heard in regards thereto will then and there be given to those favoring passage of such proposed amendment and also those opposed thereto. Dated July 24th.
And again, the details of this are available in the town clerk's office. Anyone wish to speak on this is welcome to do so at this time. Being there no speakers, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is a public hearing to amend Chapter 153, peddling and soliciting.
Notice of public hearing by the town board of the town of Mount Pleasant to consider a proposed local law amending Chapter 153 of the Town Code dealing with peddling and soliciting within the town. Please take notice that a public hearing will be held before the town board of the town of Mount Pleasant, Town Hall 1 Town Hall Plaza, Valhalla, New York, on the 13th day of August 2024 at 7 p.m. for the purpose of considering a proposed local law amending Town Code Chapter 153 dealing with peddling and soliciting within the town. Please take further notice. A copy of the proposed local law is available for review in the town clerk's office. Please take further notice that at the public hearing upon said proposed local law, an opportunity to be heard in regards thereto will then and there be given to those favoring passage of such proposed amendment and also those opposed thereto. Dated
Thank
July
you.
24th.
Again, nobody's in favor of having people knock on your door, selling things or soliciting. We do have the option, personally, I guess, on our properties, we can put up the sign, no soliciting. I think people have to abide by that. But the town is not allowed to not allow it by law. So what we did is we tried to make it not as friendly and not as affordable as it used to be, so to try to cut back on the misuse of that. Does anybody wish to speak on peddling and soliciting is welcome to do so at this time. No interest. Being there no speakers, will entertain a motion to close Resolution 315-24.
So moved.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Lori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. So moving on to the supervisor's report. Basically, we're authorizing what we just went through. First thing would be authorization to amend Town Code 104, Chapter 4, Explosives, Ammunition, and Blasting Agents.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is authorization to amend Chapter 60 filming.
Move for approval.
Please.
Yeah. I'll give it to Lori.
Give it to Lori.
Okay, how about?
Motion by Lori,
That's gonna
Second.
hold.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is authorization to amend Chapter 153 peddling and soliciting.
Move for approval?
Motion by Mark,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is to call for a public hearing regarding a moratorium, a 6-month moratorium for the development of battery storage facilities in the town of Mount Pleasant. All of a sudden, it's become a big interest. We have a few potential proposals in the town of Mount Pleasant. The town board would like to get a little more comfortable on the types of battery storage facilities, safety, respecting the fire department, what the fire department may have to deal with if there was an issue. So this 6-month moratorium gives the town board the opportunity to look deeper into this and get more in regards to safety for them. So Resolution 319-24 will establish a public hearing for what date?
Tuesday, September 10th.
September 10th will be the public hearing on the battery storage facilities.
I will move for approval.
Motion by Mark,
Second.
second by Lori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is call for a public hearing to amend Town Code Chapter 162 on property maintenance. There's a few things on the town code regarding property maintenance that we want to bring out and get better details on it. So a public hearing will allow us to review the town code and make whatever adjustments we feel we may have to make on it. So Resolution 32024 will call for a public hearing. September 10th will be fine.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is Purchase order 162-2417, plan review for Rockefeller Estate new guardhouse.
Move for approval?
I just want to read some
Oh.
details here. It's a new guardhouse on the estate.
If you go back up,
Yeah, the,
that. One more down. One more. It shows you the receipt that they paid. Is that what you're looking for?
well, there was a cost of the work.
The cost for the review?
Now, the review I got,
Okay.
Here.
Oh, for the work itself, for the new guardhouse at 200.
oh, okay,
Lake
it was
Road.
on that, okay. But that just shows the
That's the
permit
permit
fee.
fee.
Permit fee is $90,742.88. The zoning fee is $78. Total paid to the building department is $90,817.88. The work I remember was over $1 million.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't see it anywhere in here. They didn't give it to us.
So that's the building fee and the zoning fee, but right now, are we approving the purchase order for the review of the plans? Is
The
that
review,
correct?
right,
Okay, and that's $2,450. 2,450.
2,450, yep.
Okay.
Okay, we're comfortable with that purchase order?
I'll move
Yeah.
for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next one is purchase order renewal of operational consultant services. This is the Block Environmental Services. They handle our water department, basically the chemicals and stuff like that. Amount is $26,500 per month, and then $67,500 per month and 25. This is for 24 and 25. Considerable
Yeah, do we know why?
increase.
Do we know why the increase is so large?
No. Excuse me. May we please scroll down and take a look at the...
Oh, there's a typo.
Yeah, there's a typo.
Yep.
It's going from 26...
To 27.
To 27.
Yep.
Not 67.
Yep.
Yeah, all right.
There's a, so, do we have to make a motion to
That's-
correct it, the purchase order, and then approve it?
We'll correct it to
Do an amendment.
$27,500 for 25.
That is, yes. From 26,500 per month in 2024, and then 27,500 per month in 2025. So we have to amend the purchase order, and it will coincide with the document sent to David Smith from James DeBlock.
Right.
Okay. Does that all make sense?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so,
So basically, approval of this resolution based on that change on the price for 25.
okay.
Correct. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Any opposed?
thank you.
Motion carries.
Okay.
Your project, your Rockefeller project fee was, I guess I could read it, huh, because it's on here. $6 million project.
for
Oh,
the
that's right,
Rockefeller- For the gatehouse, yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody needs a gatehouse, you know. Next item, purchase order 1352405. This is programming to correct two parcels, owners and tax history. 660 Bedford Road and 3 Lake Drive. There was a problem with correcting some software issues with taxing in our assessor's office. We have some personal involvement here on the town board with it. The software has been corrected and the process has been corrected also. We made some suggestions to the assessor's office on how we think it should be changed. But the total cost for the work, it was $240 per hour, up to 5 hours. Total cost was $1,200.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Mark,
Second?
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We had to escalate this approval because one of the property owners was trying to sell and this was holding up their closing, so we tried to move this ahead to help them out. We have authorizations for street closing permits. Holly Bruni, Marietta Avenue from Pearl Street to Lexington Avenue on Saturday, August 17th, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Rain date is being requested for Sunday, August 18th, 2024 at the same time. Next is Jessica Smith. Authorization is being requested to close Jefferson Avenue from Albany Avenue to Edgewood Avenue on Sunday, September 1st from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Rain date is being requested for Monday, September 2nd for the same time. Rachel Mezzo Power. Authorization is being requested to close Almond Place at Bradhurst on Saturday, August 3rd, 24, 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. Rain date is being requested for Sunday, August 4th for the same time. This has obviously already taken place, but because of the timing of town board meetings and all, we had the town board approve this through emails. The last one is Jonathan Batista. Authorization is being requested to close Greenwood Lane from 28 Greenwood Lane to 30 Greenwood Lane on Saturday, August 31st from 3 to 11 p.m. Rain date is being requested for Sunday, September 1st, 2024 at the same time. And I know Highway and Traffic and Safety will get notified of these changes. So Resolution 324 will approve these street closing permits.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is authorization to grant an extension of up to 5 business days for the payment of taxes by senior citizens who receive an enhanced STAR exemption under real property tax law S 925B. This is strictly for seniors who receive the enhanced STAR program. Gives them 5 extra days.
I think this is a tremendous benefit for the seniors.
Yes.
And I would move forward. I would ask for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Mr. Supervisor, if I can interrupt you for a moment, the next item has a direct impact on myself personally, my property tax bill, so I would like to recuse myself from the vote, and I'll actually leave the room while you review this item. And for any curiosity out there, I had uncovered I noticed a very significant increase, very significant, in my property tax assessment for the last municipal payment. and I went to see the assessor, and it turns out there was a clerical error and some database software issues that caused it, and it was double counting a renovation that had finished 5 years ago. But nonetheless, just an encouragement to any residents out there, if you see something, don't be afraid to say something. Contact the assessor, the supervisor, myself, anybody will be willing to help investigate. So with that, I'll be outside.
I don't think
You
you can
could,
leave the room.
Take a walk down to your house, maybe.
I'll go jog. Thank you.
You didn't have to leave, but, so this is authorization to correct what Mark just explained on the county tax bill for 8 Wartburg Place.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
And Mark will abstain from that vote. You're safe.
Thank you.
Next item is authorization to renew school resource officer agreement with Mount Pleasant Central School District for the 24-25 school year. Authorization is being requested to renew the school resource officer agreement with the Mount Pleasant School District for 24-25 school year. It seems to be a great program that's working out with the schools. Most of, all of our school districts, Mount Pleasant, Valhalla, Mechanico, they're all involved, but this is the first contract that's being renewed right now.
As a fellow parent, I'm very proud to make a motion to approve this.
Motion by Mark,
I'll
Second.
second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Authorization is being requested to authorize the Town of Mount Pleasant Town Court to apply for a JCAP grant in the 24-25 grant cycle up to $30,000. Every year, the Justice Court does apply for grants from the JCAP grant process, which supplies, sometimes they get a new computer, sometimes it's a printer or whatever, could be furnishings. But we're glad that they go after these grants, save the taxpayer dollars on this equipment.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
Whoops.
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is authorization to promote Steve Lisi and Alex Fulgenzi to the title of Water and Sewer Maintenance Worker Grade 2, effective August 14, 2024. And I will be abstaining from this vote.
I'll move for approval.
Motion by Mark,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, and I abstain. Thank you. Next item is authorization to appoint Dennis Corelli to the Conservation Advisory Council effective August 14, 2024. Dennis is from Valhalla, and we welcome him on the Conservation Advisory Council.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Lori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Our investment report, current rate of interest is 4.85%.
Wow.
And I have the receiver of taxes report. At this time, we have business from the floor. Anybody wish to address the board is welcome to do so at this time.
Hawthorne. I know you guys have it on a slate for the 10th of September for the moratorium on the BESS, or BESS. I just did some more research. I have a spreadsheet of all the fires that are reported throughout, actually, the world, not just the United States, as well as other municipalities in New York, and just New York, that have imposed moratoriums and even extended moratoriums on these battery energy storage system. And also NFPA, which is pretty much a standard for all our fire departments, has an article regarding battery energy storage system. One of these articles includes a write-up by the borough president of Staten Island, because they're being inundated by them as well. And if I could just make a comment on where if Con Ed in New York State is looking for help with their grid, and they have a power plant already, and these are supposed to be storing and producing power when it's in need, why doesn't Con Ed put these on their stations? Perhaps if they are too dangerous, they don't want that responsibility. That's something that the town itself should think about, because I don't see any Con Ed or any of these utilities building their storage systems where they need them most to help their grid, to pump up their grid. So I think that's just something to think about. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's why we are researching this more. Anyone else like to address the board?
Mr. Valente, are you leaving those papers with us, or? Sure, I can leave them. You just leave them on the counter there. Thank you.
And it may also be helpful to leave this, be at the next meeting on September 10th.
Thanks.
Okay, so I guess there'll be no more speakers. We'll move on to our town clerk's report.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, everyone. Town Clerk's Report, Town Board Meeting, August 13th, 2024. Public hearing to amend Town Code Chapter 104, Article 5, Explosives, Ammunition, and Blasting Agents. Public hearing to amend Town Code Chapter 60, Filming. Public hearing to amend Chapter 153, Peddling and Soliciting. Received and filed the 2023 Independent Auditor's Report for the Valhalla Fire District. One notice of claim, Coral Rodas Tribuco versus Town of Mount Pleasant, and 3 zoning board resolutions for Thomas Lusardi, Nanahagan 420 LLC, and Laura Grosso.
Item 2 would be referred to our town attorney. Thank you. Moving on to our council reports. Councilman Saliano.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My report is from the police department. We have a few purchase orders for you this evening. The first one is purchase order number 30-24-23. The vendor is Patrol PC, and this is for 14 mobile computers with printers, and the total cost is $16,929.55. I respectfully ask for a motion of approval, please.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Lori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Mr. Supervisor, the second purchase order is 30-24-24. The vendor is GSS, 28 traffic cameras. These cameras are DCJS grant for 2024, and the total cost is $49,020.48. I move for approval, please.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The third purchase order, Mr. Supervisor, is number 30-24-25. Again, the vendor is DSS. The description is 7 portable routers. It's a state contract number PT 68787. Total cost is $16,099.16. I move for approval.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Lori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. We have another purchase order, number 30-24-26. The vendor's Goosetown Communications. Again, it's for the police department. Semi-annual invoice rental of Eventide logging recorder. The total cost is $4,050. I move for approval, please.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The next item, again, is a purchase order from the police department. 30-24-27 is the purchase order number. The vendors, Intoximeters Incorporated. The description is Sotoxa Oral Fluid Mobile Analyzer System, $4,900. Text cartridge, collect unit, $685. Freight charge, $88. The total price is $5,673. I move for approval.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Lori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
We have another purchase order from the police department, number 30-24-28. The vendor's Force Science. This is training for 2 lieutenants and a chief for Force Science certification. The total cost is $4,207.50. I move for approval, please.
Motion by Tom,
Second?
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And the last item is the supervisor's authorization to adjust the hourly rate for part-time records clerk effective August 14, 2024. Due to a recent resignation, we are requesting authorization to increase Kristen Pierce's rate $2 per hour from $19.30 to $21.30. And it's signed Paul Leva, Chief of Police, and we ask for approval, please.
Motion by Tom,
Second?
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. That's my report. Have a good evening. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Councilwoman Zano.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, fellow board members, residents of Mount Pleasant. I have one item today from our Highway Department, Resolution 338-24. This is authorization to amend Purchase Order 50-24-10. This is for Pleasant Manor Drive Concrete Curbing Installation Project. Unfortunately, due to unforeseeable circumstances, some underground interferences, there was some additional work that was required to be done, so they are seeking approval for an additional $65,000 to cover the cost of completing the necessary work. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. That's all I have tonight. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Councilman Saraceno.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, residents and fellow board members. I will begin with Resolution 339-24, which is the Comptroller's memo. Starting with payments going out of our general fund for PKF O'Connor Davies. This is a library audit. So we had an audit done recently by our auditors, and much of the costs have been distributed into different funds in different areas as they were involved for that audit. So you'll hear this come up a few times in this evening's memo. For the library audit, $6,000 was taken out of the general fund. Out of accrued liabilities, we have $9,063 of at the town audit, and then additional audit items, grants, leases, reporting, etc., $2,750. We have two pilots, or a payment in lieu of taxes for 2024. This is out of property 1035 Broadway, $4,117.25 we are paying to the Mount Pleasant Central School District, and $594.62 we are paying to Westchester County Finance Department. Coming out of the Justice Court, we have payments, the usual court interpreters and reporter and steno services. This evening, that totals $5,670 for the month of June. We have a Journal News Media Group annual subscription for the year, which began July 1st, 2024, and it will end next year, June 30th, 2025. That's $546.05. We love their reporting, so It's good that we're paying for it. From out of the town clerk, we have clerk maintenance, Edmunds GovTech Inc., and another portion of the subscription for the Journal News, totaling $2,567.37. Attorney fees, this is for labor and general employment, legal services, in addition to general counsel payments and tax matters for the month of June, totaling $17,392.83. Special consulting services, payments total $4,600. This is for Thompson and Bender and Capital Markets Advisors. Out of the Superintendent of Highways Fund, it's shirts for our mechanics and highway employees. This is $377.50 for Roberts Department Stores. I don't have a shirt. Out of the highway garage,
Buy mine.
CP tests on HD fuel tanks. This is to test for any deterioration that is done somewhat regularly. This is $1,850. Off-street parking, cleaning of 3 train stations 5 times in the month of July, $1,250. We have more audit payments out of accrued liabilities to PKF O'Connor Davies, totaling $11,813. A portion of the shirts as well for the Central Highway Garage will be $575. In the Department of Public Safety, Corsi Tire in Ossining for tires for the police cars. This was $4,652.68. Out of the Adult Programs Fund, this is USSSA Westchester officials. We pay for umpires for our adult softball leagues. That was $9,296. And bear in mind, people who participate in that program pay a membership fee to us to offset the costs. Pool chemicals, lifeguard classes, and an inflatable sports game for the Splash Bash at the town pool, totaling $8,932.90. But again, bear in mind, a lot of that is the chlorine. Youth programs. There's a number of I'm sorry, there's not too many this month. This is karate, American Heritage Martial Arts karate sessions. This is $5,394.40. Once again, we do get reimbursement when folks sign up for those classes. They pay a fee. Coming out of the Youth Day Camps Fund, a number of items ranging from air conditioners to shirts and silk screening, lifeguard, AED, and CPR classes. We pay a CPR instructor, and tickets to Playland for the Great Escapes Camp, etc. Just a number of Youth Day Camps expenditures totaling $67,624.30. And not to sound like a broken record, but again, we receive membership fees for the camp, so it's not being fully paid for out of the fund of taxpayers, if you will. General repairs, we have another portion of shirts in the general repairs department. Apparel, this is $1,710. Expanded supply products, this is catch basins and concrete risers, in addition to grates and manhole riser rings, a number of issues relating to water and sewer projects. In addition to materials, blacktop and other related materials paid to Peckham Industries, concrete and cinder blocks, road signs, and road crews totaling $339,451.21. I know it sounds like a large ticket item, but that is for a significant amount of infrastructure repairs that are ongoing. Out of highway and machinery, various payments totaling $8,972.49. Capital building improvements, energy upgrades. This is a new generator for the town hall. So we did upgrade the generator. Correct me if I'm wrong, Supervisor, are we keeping the old generator as a backup, I believe? No, we're disposing of it? Okay.
We got rid of the other one's going, that runs on oil. The new one runs on natural gas, a lot cleaner
Great.
and more efficient.
Excellent. So those payments total $332,049.46. Highway General Capital Projects paid to Charles Manganaro, engineer consultants, This is for the design, it's a payment towards his professional design for Phase 1 of the Elmwood Avenue Commerce Streetscape Project, $1,995, which I think we're getting closer on that one.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be exciting. A long time in the making. For highway machinery and equipment, Tesla, we have a purchase of a Model Y electric car. I think this is our third Tesla, correct? In the fleet?
so.
I think so.
I think it's our third. So, great in terms of efficiency and getting our people around without
rain.
burning fuel. Yeah, $49,130 for the Tesla Model Y. More payments at the Old Farm Hill Water Capital Fund. This is Charles Manganaro, engineering consultants, professional engineering services for the water main replacement in the Usonia neighborhood, totaling $123,846. For Kensico capital projects, our large items here are just materials and parts needed to continue to maintain the infrastructure in that water district, totaling $223,357.69. The largest item of that list was $171,000 approximate dollars. This was to Laws Construction Corp. This is the work that you might see going on up by the pool on Laza Drive as they repair water storage tanks. Accrued liabilities, again, for our audit, this portion is $6,000 out of that fund. Consolidated Sewer District of Mount Pleasant, parts for upgrades and repairs, $1,141.10. In the Joint Water District Fund, we have various parts and annual maintenance totaling $18,470.75. Mechanical Water District 1, chlorine chemicals and other chemicals, in addition to engineering services from Professional Consulting, Inc., totaling $22,661.11. Kensico Water, professional consulting services and chemicals, $56,237.73. Trust and agency escrow, payments made to Cleary Consulting and Harris Beach, in addition to Professional Consulting, Inc. These are consulting companies that we pay for reviews of certain properties, for new developments, for existing developments, and other construction-related aspects through town, totaling $15,338, making our grand total of the comptroller's memo for this evening $1,363,717.44. I'd like to make a motion for approval.
Motion by Mark,
Second?
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. And next up, Resolution 340-24. This is a resolution approving invoices from Baker Hostetler in the amount of $424,242.33. These are payments for the attorneys that the town has retained in its defense and its understanding of the Voting Rights Act lawsuit that was brought against Mount Pleasant. I'd like to move for approval.
Motion by Mark,
Second?
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Resolution 341-24, authorization to make a lump sum payout for an employee, Kimberly Williams, who is with the Office of Elder Americans. And that lump sum payout will be $1,313.83 for accrued vacation time that was not used. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Mark,
Second.
second by Lori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And my last item, Resolution 342-24, authorization to make a lump sum payout for Police Officer Ronald Gagnon, who is recently retired. I've known Officer Gagnon for a long time, and I wish him the best of all life has to offer in retirement, and a job well done. Move for approval, please. Oh, I'm sorry, let me give you the amount. $32,281.91. This was vacation, holiday, and unused sick time. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Mark,
Second?
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you all. Have a great night.
Thank you. Councilwoman Smalley.
Good evening, Town Board members, Mr. Supervisor, and residents of the town of Mount Pleasant. My report comes from the Department of Recreation and Parks. The first item this evening is purchase order number 70-24-48. The vendor is William Garrison Mountain Valley Guides, and this is for a kayaking trip for Teenscape. There were 103 tickets bought. The total amount was $3,090. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The second item is 70-24-49 for Argento and Son, 1 Prospect Avenue in White Plains. This is as per the NYSERDA grant, the town will purchase numerous battery-operated landscaping tools, chainsaws, hedge trimmers, blowers, etc. Tools will be used at the community center pool complex. The total cost is $13,505.58. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. The next item, purchase order 70-24-51, is for the Verdon Company in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's Four Corners Clock Repair. Our clock has been up for several years, as we know. It needs the clock lights with new LED kit and clear Laxon clock facial sheets. The total cost is $3,456. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. The last item is from Doug Scott, Superintendent of Recreation and Parks. Authorization to hire John Lamurno to the position of messenger for the Office of Elder Americans. His start date will be retroactive to July 25th, 2024. His rate of pay will be $15 per hour. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Several announcements. There will be, again, concert in the park tomorrow night, Carroll Park, 7 o'clock, and there will be food trucks there. The day camp programs ended on Friday, very successful this year, almost 1,000 campers. And the pool remains open until Labor Day. The hours now are 11 to 7 weekdays and 10 to 7 on weekends. Please enjoy everything Mount Pleasant has to offer. Thank you.
You want to mention it? Also tomorrow, Lori, it's Cones with Cops.
Oh, that's correct, I forgot. Cones with Cops. Can you give me a little more details on that?
Ice cream given out by the police department. There'll be a Mr. Softy, I think, there
At concert in the park.
at Concert
At the concert
Park.
in the park.
Yep.
So it should be a great evening with this great weather. Enjoy it.
Oh, wait, I'm
Wait.
sorry. It's rescheduled to.
No,
No,
never mind, that's kickball.
It is for tomorrow.
It
It
is
is tomorrow.
tomorrow, right,
I'm
because of the
sorry.
weather last
Cops
week.
and Cones,
Yeah.
brought to you by our wonderful Mount Pleasant Police Department.
Nice,
Right.
sorry. Jumped the gun.
Got old news there, Mark?
Yeah.
No, it's
that's
the,
kickball.
I was reading for the kickball event. The police,
Thanks, Mark.
kickball will be August 20th.
I was
Apologies.
all confused there.
Moving on to the town attorney's report. We have some tax certiorari settlements.
Yes, we have 3 negotiated settlements, which we've been going back and forth on and working with the town assessor's office to get settled. The first one we have on is property owner is Mid-Westchester, and the property located at 2-4 Skyline Drive. We're settling 8 years of old tax certiorari matters. The estimated town refund on that would be $50,000. The second one would be Saab Realty with a property at 64 Washington Avenue in Pleasantville. And for 4 years of settlement, the estimated town refund would be $500. And then the final matter we're putting before the board would be a settlement with the property owner, 144-152 Bedford Road LLC, relating to a property that's actually located at 150 Bedford Terrace in Pleasantville. And the estimated refund for 4 years worth of tax cases is $1,500, and that would be just from the town.
Chris, got a question. I thought there was a limit to the amount of years you can go back.
No, there,
No?
you have to file appropriately, and then there are certain things that you have to do to upkeep the cases going, but there is no, unfortunately, no limit. As long as people make the initial filing timely and then file some additional paperwork. But when we do settle some of these cases, there is a provision of the code that provides that there can be no challenge to those properties for a period of 3 years going forward. So that'll give us some relief going forward.
Okay, Resolution 34724 will approve the tax certiorari settlements as described by Chris.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is our schedule of meetings. Our work session will be Tuesday, September 3rd at 7 p.m. Our business session, Tuesday, September 10th at 7 p.m. And we'll be going back on our normal schedule of 2 work sessions and 2 business sessions each month. If there be no further business from the board, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Mark.
All night.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you very
Good
much.
night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the summer.
Call.